Hey everybody, it's Josh Ellsworth with Stahls and Stahls Transfer Express, and I'm so excited to welcome you into our Heat Press for Profit virtual event, How to Start a T-Shirt Business from Home. I'm actually broadcasting out of my home here in what was a spare bedroom about 18 months ago that has quickly converted to a home office and some heat presses for a little bit of a side hustle. So I am experienced with how to print shirts from home, and I'm excited to share some of my best advice with you today as we talk about how to start your business or perhaps take your home t-shirt business to the next level. Now, we've gathered some of the best experts out there in the industry to educate you over the course of today. You'll be learning about different apparel styles, different transfer styles, how to execute looks that your customers will want to buy. But before we get into all of that, it's important to understand the business aspect of decoration. And so when you're thinking about starting your own t-shirt business, I want to help guide you in this first class. And so I would encourage you to grab a notebook, make sure you make notes during this session. I'm going to throw a ton of content at you in about 45 minutes of time, and you can chat questions in. We do have folks that are helping us to facilitate this class. So as I'm going through and talking today, if you have questions, please just go ahead and chat those in, and I'll answer those, or one of our facilitators will answer those throughout the day. I also want to recommend that you check out all of the other classes that are coming up, and make sure you join us this evening. We'll have some members from our team that are going to be taking live Q&A with you throughout. And so without further ado, let's get started in our first class. So first things first, how to print t-shirts from home. Now, when we think about printing t-shirts, I want to emphasize the profit part of this event. We called it Heat Press for Profit for a reason. I know a lot of t-shirt businesses, unfortunately, that start printing shirts from home, and they never turn a profit a single day in their business. They actually realize they don't want to be in business at all, and that heat press starts collecting dust or moves out to the garage or potentially to the yard sale. Now, that's not so good when we're talking about starting up. Actually, the Small Business Association says that 80% of startups fail within the first 18 months. Now, I hate that stat, but I think the fact that you're here watching us today, we are going to put you on a good track towards success with going past 18 months and creating a long-term business. That's what we specialize in here at Stahls. But the first thing I want to point out to you is 5 keys to a profitable t-shirt business. How are we going to turn a profit on our business? And so when we look at these 5 keys, here's what I want to point out to you, all about the profit side. We want to keep overhead low. Basically, overhead are all of the costs that go into running your business that don't go into manufacturing the good itself. So indirect costs are called overhead. This could be the building that you're operating in. Maybe it's a retail store, your lease. It can be the front office staff that you pay to sell for you, or the money you spend to market your products. When we're thinking about our business, we want to start with what I call a lean model. And that means trying to keep overhead low in the business. So as you're starting up, invest in quality equipment, but don't over-invest in equipment. We want to make sure that we're getting profit in return on everything that we are investing in. And that really moves to my second key to profit, which is starting and staying lean. As people experience success in their t-shirt business, they're really tempted to go out and just buy more stuff or move to a bigger space. Now, those are good things to aspire to do, but I want to make sure that you think about this. There are a lot of businesses that had high lease payments in brick and mortar stores, and they didn't do so well whenever the retail foot traffic was reduced greatly. Now, many of those businesses have bounced back, and that's great to hear, but I just want you to think about your monthly expenses that it takes to run your business, and try to make sure you're controlling that and you are planning that as you go through and you're starting up. Now, the other thing that I want to talk to you about is your time. As a startup business, as a solopreneur, probably, maybe you have some friends and family that are going to help you, there is this thing called opportunity cost. What are you doing with your time? And so you want to make sure that you are spending your time on the most valuable thing. And so as we go throughout today, you're going to learn about a lot of processes to be able to make your own heat transfers. For instance, with heat transfer vinyl, they're great processes, but they have a certain fit. You don't want to be spending all day preparing designs and not out there marketing and selling. And so outsourcing a portion of your business to get those transfers in just ready to heat press is going to help you think about what you can be doing with your time and really maximizing your time out there in your business. My fourth thing, and I love this, is pay yourself to replace yourself. From day one, I recommend you pay yourself in the business. Now, I'm not saying you have to take that money out of the business, but establish a rate for yourself for the work that you're doing. If you're standing at the heat press, heat printing for an hour, you need to establish an hourly rate. So one day when you grow, you'll be able to hire somebody to do that heat press work for you, and you already have that built into your cost structure. That's a really important thing. Pay yourself to replace yourself. And lastly, nimble as a strategy. Now, I don't think any of us can predict the future. We can certainly take our best guesses and look into our crystal ball, but one of the best things we can do is keep an open mind when we approach our business and actually look at the results that we're achieving. So be lean, be nimble, be ready to turn on a dime when you see a market opportunity. That's going to keep you not only a healthy business, but a profitable one. So I wanted to lay that backdrop for you as we go through today's presentation, because I really believe about the profit side of the business. And if you're keeping track of the profit side of the business and using those five key things as you are entering in, I think you're going to be a lot more successful in the long haul. Okay, take a deep breath. Now I'm going to go into really how to start your t-shirt business, and I'm going to count down 10 steps to startup success that I've established from dealing with other companies. Okay, again, the first things were just good things to keep in mind, 5 keys to profit. Now we're going to go 10 steps to success as we count down to launching your new t-shirt business. Are we ready? Good. I hope you're as excited as I am. One question, and I'm telling you, before you start, you need to know, who will you serve? Who's your customer? If you came to this event wanting to start a t-shirt business and you don't have a target customer in mind, I would really challenge you to think of who your target customer is before you buy any equipment or spend any money. If you really don't have a market or a need that you see out there that you can serve in your business with what you're producing, you're going to struggle. The reason why is when we understand our target customer and who we'll serve, we're really able to think about the designs we bring to life, the apparel that we source, how we present the product, how we sell online, whether or not we have a brick and mortar facility for people to walk into. When we understand our customer and who we'll serve, it really makes a difference on how you approach everything across your t-shirt business from day one. That is critical importance. Now, one thing I will tell you is you don't just need to serve one market. I think you do need to specialize. I see some of the most successful businesses out there, they have several markets that they serve, and I think that's healthy. You ever heard the saying, don't put all of your eggs in one basket? That's important as well. So I'm not telling you to be one-dimensional in the market you serve, but I think you need to be specific in identifying the markets that you want to serve and making sure that you tailor your offer to those markets. So what I'd like you to do is I would like you to list some potential customer types. If you have that paper next to you, or if you're keeping notes on your phone or your iPad, list the potential markets that you want to serve. When you think about those particular markets, and I do want you to write down at least one right now, I want you to think about who you want to talk to at that customer type. This is really going to help us get to the next part of my 10 steps to being successful. When we understand the market that we're serving, let's say, for instance, it's elementary schools. Who do I want to talk to at the elementary school in order to win the business? Let's say I want to run fundraising for the school. Well, in that case, I'd probably want to talk to whoever is leading the PTO or the PTF doing fundraising at that school. That position often changes year to year or every several years. But you want to have a clear idea not only of the types of companies that you're dealing with, but the person that you need to be able to break through and reach at that company. So what market are you serving? Who are you going to talk to? Who's the contact within that particular customer type that you want to reach out to? Now, if I have that PTO or PTF president that I'm going to sell to for a fundraiser, why would they want to buy from me over everyone else? That is a critical question that's going to allow you to get to structuring an offer. And so we have the target market, we have the person we want to talk to, and we start to list these ideas on why they would want to buy from you over everybody else. Now, that's a really tough answer to get to. And I don't want you to do something generic. I don't want you to say quality, speed, price, right? These are very broad and generic things that any company can say, customer service. I mean, how are you actually going to bring unique value over everybody else that says those things? Because if you can't bring unique value to them, they're probably not going to buy from you. To be able to get to that answer, I want you to look at that person's day in doing that job for the school and fundraising. And I want you to ask, what do they have to do in a day or across a month or a week? And what brings them joy and what brings them pain, right? If you can understand the why they buy, the why they make decisions, and I think dreams and nightmares, joy and pain are a great way to get to this, then we can really create something that does deliver value. When we can deliver value to the customer, not only are we able to win sales, but we're able to win that business at a higher price. Again, our goal is not just the heat press, it's the heat press for profit. And understanding your customer and why they buy and delivering unique value is going to help you do my 9th step, which is structuring your offer. So we understand our target segment, we understand why they buy. Now, let's build an offer. I love this part of the process. Being in sales management for many, many years and also direct sales for many years in my career, I find that having a great offer helps to win business. Now, when I say offer, I'm not specifically meaning a discount, okay? We're not talking about a promotion or a sale. I'm talking about what are the collection of products that I'm going to be able to sell that client. What type of solutions am I going to be able to sell? Let's think in the term of solutions and benefits, because we are going to solve a pain point or we are going to create joy, some value creation with what we're presenting to them. If I'm going down the track of that PTF or PTO president, I may want to come up with a web store solution that helps eliminate paperwork and headaches for them, that tracks fundraising dollars as we move along so they can understand how much they've earned to their cause, that delivers the product individually bagged so they can easily distribute it to the students, right? So think about these pain points in the process for who you're talking to, and think about how I can structure a cohesive, comprehensive offer to win the business. What is your offer? Now, once we get to a unique and relevant offer, we can start to multiply that by more target customers that look like that, because odds are they're going to value similar things. I call this my magical sales equation. What you want to do is come up with a unique and relevant offer for every customer segment that you want to target. You want to multiply that by as many customers that look like that as possible, because you'll be able to redo the work with marketing your offer. And then that's not only going to deliver a lot of customers, it's going to deliver maximum profit because they'll be willing to buy at a higher price. You see, this is business, and so you need to have a plan. This may be overwhelming you a little bit, but I'd rather do that now. So you understand that you want to approach this business with a solid plan to make sure that you can have success. Because at Stahls, that's what we're all about, is creating t-shirt businesses that are successful. It's no value to us if we start you up and you're out of business in that 18 months. We want to set you up with a high quality heat press so you can continue to order transfers, make money, and be successful. That's the name of our game. So when we look at this unique and relevant offer, we call that a value proposition, right? This is why they would buy from you over everybody else. This is absolutely critical to any business in any industry. And if you're already in business, I would challenge you, what is your value proposition to the target customers that you're serving? Now, I want you to hear this. This is my number 8 step to starting up your t-shirt business, structuring for profit. Now, we've talked a lot about profit already, but we want to be able to gain profit legally. That means setting up your business and seeking legal advice from your accountant or whomever it may be to be able to structure your business properly. What this is going to do is not only is it going to be legal to let you run things legitimate in whatever state that you're in, but it's also going to give you advantages when you're sourcing. If you're still buying from websites that are can sell to anybody, including consumers, that's a great place to start. But once you actually set up your business, whether that's an LLC or some other business structure, you're going to get a tax ID number, and you're going to be able to set up a wholesale account with blank apparel vendors, some of which we'll hear from shortly. Now, these blank wholesale vendors, they're able to give you wholesale costs on the product. That's going to reduce the cost, allow you to decorate, allow you to have access to a greater product assortment, and ultimately build a business that's not only legal, but that's also successful for the long term, because we'll make more profit on every job that we do. So I would highly encourage you, once you know who you're going to sell to, once you've done a little bit of work on what your offer looks like and why they would buy from you versus everybody else, then I think you're ready to go ahead and consult with your accountant or the small business administration and be able to set up legally to begin your t-shirt business. All right. Once you've set up that t-shirt business, now we start to get down to brass tacks, right? What is it that we will actually sell? Yes, we've created our offer and generally why they would want to buy from us, but now we are connecting the dots and getting a little bit more specific. And so over the course of today, you are going to hear about different transfer types, different apparel types, from t-shirts, starting your own t-shirt business from home, but you're also going to learn about jackets and bags and fleece and all of these potential categories you can get into. Which one of those products or which of those products are you going to present to your customer? What will we sell to the specific customer is a very important question. Now, as you think about what you will sell, I'm going to give you what I call KPIs. These are key performance indicators. And so when you're thinking about measuring success in your business, what I like to say is most of us measure top line sales, like how much we sell each month. If you're really good, you can measure bottom line profits. And the easiest way to do that is probably what's left in the bank account or how much the bank account increased each month, right? Were you able to make ends meet and turn a profit? But to ensure you can do that, I would recommend you have key performance indicators that are leading indicators to be able to achieve those results. Now, here are some of my favorite key performance indicators. And if you've pre-watched some of our intro videos to these classes, you'll hear these reiterated, but they're very important, which is why I'm pointing them out here. Of course, top line revenue and profit is the main thing. After that, I want you to start from the bottom, average item value. Every product we sell, whether it's a t-shirt, a sweatshirt, a jacket, takes us about the same amount of time at the heat press to decorate. And so there is a huge advantage to making the most of your time by increasing the average value of every item that you're printing with that 30 or 60 seconds of time that it takes to decorate a product with a heat press. Okay, so measure that average item value. Is my average item $10? Is it $20? Is it $30? The more we can press that up, if we do a good job in our price strategy, the more profit and money we'll make for our business. Okay, so after you measure average item value, then we go to average order value. So average order value is the size of the order or the size of the cart if they're checking out online. This is the collection of all of the items that went into that particular order. As we talk about average order value, I'll give you some ideas here in a moment on how you can increase it. But the point I want to show you now is I'm going to recommend you measure it. These are things that you're going to be able to measure in your business that are going to lead to success to top line revenue. And then lastly, and as we lead up, is average customer value. If we can sell more to existing customers, we're going to win. It costs a lot more to go out and find new customers. So what you want to do is when you have existing customers, you want to figure out a way to be able to place more product. That's one of my favorite things about heat printing as a technology, is it's so versatile in what it can do, the products it can create, and the looks that it can make. You can really sell a lot to one customer just with the heat press in your spare bedroom. And so that's awesome. But make sure you're measuring these key performance indicators for success in your business. As we start to look at these key performance indicators, these are some of the questions you should be asking yourself as you are assembling the what will we sell, our product mix. Okay? When we look at average item values, my business going to be focused on premium or cheap? How am I going to have a collection of products to make sure I align whatever I'm presenting to the client's budget? Because believe it or not, clients do have different budgets, and different types of clients have different budgets. It's a great question to ask when you're first talking to them, by the way. And how can I increase my average item value through value-added services? What does that mean? Maybe it's a custom tag on the inside of the garment. Maybe it's an additional placement location on the sleeve, some personalization with a back name. Maybe it's a hang tag that I'm going to invest in something very inexpensive to be able to hang tag with the client's brand. So think of how you can increase that average item value. Once you start measuring it, you'll find ideas. I promise you will. Again, average order value is going to lead to a healthy product assortment and also the buyer motivation. And what I mean by that is when somebody comes to an online store or somebody comes into your shop to buy a product, odds are they're not going to buy 6 hats, right? They're just not going to do it. They're probably looking for 1 hat. But maybe if we had a bundle, I can get them into a hat, a t-shirt, and a fleece. And so think about the buyer motivation when they come in. How can I get more products to increase their average order value? And then from a customer value standpoint, we want to measure reorder rate. And the way to get reorders is to produce quality products. All right. So hopefully you are thinking of this and you are starting to get those wheels turning on how you can build a more successful t-shirt business from the start. I've went ahead and assembled these 7 items that I think represent the optimal product lineup. You can feel free to take a photo of these or note them down or go back and watch this. You'll be able to also download this PowerPoint. If you look over into the right-hand part of the screen, there's a file section where you can download. We can help point you to that. But this is the product assortment that I think builds a really nice customer size, builds a really nice order size. So think, how can I offer these things to my customers? Odds are the customer that you thought of, the target segment, can buy at least 5 of these 7 categories, maybe all 7, depending on who they are. All right, this is what we've talked about. We're coming down to the final stretch. We're about halfway through this class, and appreciate all the questions coming in and us chatting responses. We'll keep doing that, so keep those questions coming. Just to recap, we talked about who we serve, who we sell to. Why would they care about you? Why would they buy from you versus everybody else? When will you start? By getting your business set up legally, and what you will sell so far. Now we're finally ready with already 4 steps out of the way with business planning, I call that, and write all that down and create a business plan where we can talk about actually bringing a product to life, right? That's what you came here most likely thinking you were getting. You were going to learn how to print t-shirts. I promise you, the majority of the day is going to be teaching you how to print t-shirts and decorate products with a heat press. And with all of this planning in mind, we can move to kind of a dual step here, step 6 and 5, on bringing a logo to life. And let me give you some tips. Number 1, I recommend you buy the best heat press you can afford. So you'll say, okay, well, that's great. What is that? And here are some of the factors that I think you should be looking at when you're looking for a heat press. Number 1, hands down, is quality. Not all heat presses are created equal. At Stahls, we've been manufacturing presses for 4 decades, I believe, and we make a huge assortment of heat presses. One thing all of those heat presses have in common is they do the job correctly every time. We only make quality USA-made presses here at Stahls. Now, the market's been flooded with a lot of inexpensive presses over the last 10 to 20 years. You see presses going for as cheap as $200. Well, I'm telling you, that's what they're worth, $200. What I always like to tell people is, why would you use that type of press and risk decorating a product when it goes out to the customer that's going to wash off? When I talk to decorators that are successful, one of the biggest lead sources that they have is word of mouth advertising and referrals. We see that come in a community if you're serving a local audience, but we even see that explode online when people leave you a rating or a review. And know that those reviews are both positive and negative. And so you really want to think about the quality of the machine, and can it heat press accurately? Does it measure time, temperature, and pressure accurately to get the result? And so number 1, invest in a high quality heat press. If you're not ready to budget for a high quality heat press, just don't buy one and wait. I'm telling you, there's no reason to waste the money and build a bad name for yourself by going with an inexpensive heat press. I've seen it happen too many times. So I'd say buy the best heat press you can afford, number 1. Number 2 is, once we have quality locked in, now we can start moving to versatility. I like to say you want to decorate those product assortments that we talked about, right? Those 7 different products. Well, at least 6 of those can happen on a heat press. When we think about the versatility of the press, it's what can we actually print with it? One thing I love about the Stahls machines that you'll see today is that the majority of them have completely threadable designs. And being able to split and load your item onto the heat press gives you tremendous versatility with what you can do. Not only does it get rid of the seams and everything so you can get quality, but it will allow you to get versatility. Here at Stahls, we have a lot of packages built as part of this event where you can get these interchangeable platens. All of the machines that we sell have interchangeable platens. So I can't stretch a certain bag over this, but I can probably load an interchangeable platen quick and easily and be able to print that bag. So think about it. What can the press actually print? And make sure you allocate some of your budget to invest in the attachments to be able to print that assortment of products. It's going to make you more successful. Next, how quickly can it go? Right? Again, you're probably a one-man or one-woman shop, potentially a small shop with 3 to 5 employees. In any case, regardless of the size, not only do we want to print a wide assortment of products, but we want to print a stack of products as quickly as possible. You don't need to be high volume to value speed. If you have a 30 t-shirt job, we all would rather complete that 30 t-shirt job in 30 minutes instead of an hour and a half, right? Again, it comes back to that opportunity cost. So make sure you're thinking about your heat press investment, how quickly you can load a product, how quickly you can get it off accurately every time. One of my favorite presses for speed is the complete Hotronics line of heat presses. With this threadable design, with the automatic opening of the auto open clam that I have here, I can move very quickly. You can even go quicker if you have more budget and can invest in an air press. Next is dependability. How long is that press going to last? You make an investment in a heat press, yeah, I think you'll get a return on it if you're good at sales and marketing. Inside of a couple months, honestly, you'll pay off that press good if you're good at sales and marketing. I hear it time and time again. But undoubtedly, we want a press that's going to last for a while. Hotronics heat presses have 5-year warranties for a silver model. Some presses have 1-year warranties. And I'm going to walk you through kind of my favorite heat presses when I look at our line and put them in a budget category. Now, these aren't the exact prices on your screen, okay? You can go into the offers and the specials, and you can see how we've bundled up our selections and get the actual prices. But I just wanted to give you some ballpark of my favorite presses in each price point. So if you're just getting started and you're on a limited budget for under $1,000, you can get the heat press, the teal one on the left there. It's called the A to Z heat press. That's a 15 by 15 inch heat press. And so you have a pretty nice t-shirt size print area, and it has one interchangeable platen. So we'll be able to do the 15 by 15 inch size, and you can add a platen to be able to do a 6 by 10 inch size for some of your smaller products. Now, that press isn't as fancy and isn't as efficient and isn't as versatile as the presses as we go into the $2,500 model or the $5,000 price point, okay? But that will get you started printing t-shirts, and you can grow into another one if you're on a limited budget. That is still a quality press that will absolutely do the job for all the products that you're going to see today, except for some of the dimensional stuff, but you'll learn about that. Now, the middle category, that was good press. This is the better press. Right in the middle is our Hotronics Auto Open Clam. One of my favorite heat presses for the price that we have. That's the one that I've purchased personally. Stahls didn't give me this press. I've owned this press for about 7 years running my side hustle. And so I love this press, number one, because I've jumped to a 16 by 20 inch print area. You'll never want for a bigger press area. 16 by 20 inches will do it all in every market that you can imagine. Also, we start to get a little bit more versatility in our interchangeable platens. In addition, which is going to allow us to print more products. In addition, not only do we get an auto open feature, so when I lock the press down and after the application completes, it automatically opens, but I get digital pressure, okay? When you're completing a heat press application, you have 3 big things. You have time, temperature, and pressure. All of the presses that you're seeing on the screen measure time and temperature absolutely accurately, but you get a digital pressure once you jump up to this $2,500 price point. That means you're not going to be guessing, is this light, medium, heavy? The reason that didn't auto open is I didn't have enough pressure, so let me turn my pressure knob. It's all over the center, and get a little bit more pressure. And let's go ahead and just take a quick second to show you how to heat press a garment. You'll learn about a lot of different transfers today. This particular transfer is cut out of a heat transfer vinyl, encouraging you to think outside of the box in your t-shirt business. It's very simple. It comes ready to heat press. I just position it into place. I go ahead and lock the machine down for the recommended application. In this case, we're dealing with CAD cut thermofilm. It's a quick and easy application after you preheat, and all you're going to do is hot peel the backing. So you can see in a matter of 6 seconds, I've completely decorated this garment with a graphic that's not only going to look great on there, but it's going to be highly durable. And so again, with this machine, you can get time, temperature, and pressure with complete and total accuracy. The last machine that I want to show you is the $5,000 price point. I think it's actually a little bit less than that, but here's where we jump to an air fusion. Now, you can get the manual fusion at the $2,500 price point as well in that manual heat press category for Hotronics. But if you really want to go to the cream of the crop, you can go to an air model where we don't even have to manually lock down anything. We just hit 2 buttons to lock it down. It adds a lot of versatility and speed to what you can do. So I thought it would be helpful to kind of lay out some of my favorite heat presses. And again, you'll have plenty of time to ask questions about the right heat press for you in all the classes today and tonight when we do the Q&A. Okay, now with a good understanding and a good heat press investment, I want to go to step 5. And that is really understanding what transfer you can buy and all the choices that are out there that you can actually decorate. And so we need to learn how to print. When I look at the umbrella of heat transfer, I told you there's so many things you can do, but the 4 that I have highlighted, these are the ones that I think you're going to use most often in your business. Now, we can get into a lot of special effects, a lot of unique finishes. It depends on who our client is. I'd recommend you learn and tap into all of these products. I can't do that in this short session, but you'll learn that in the classes as we go throughout today. You'll see a lot of these products. But under the big umbrella of heat transfers, I want to focus on 4 types and help you get to the right product to print a shirt that's going to cost you the least amount of money and provide the result that you want. So I call this our what to use when grid. And I love this because you're able to approach a client's piece of artwork in a way and get to the right product. Let me make it a little bit larger for you so you can see here. In this case, you'll see across the top of the grid the number of colors in my design. And so the design that I just pressed, it was a 1-color design, the think outside the box design. Then on the left side of the grid, I can go to how many garments I need to decorate. So if I needed to do that design for a group of 12 people, I would go to the 12, find where it intersects with the number 1 on the colors, and I would end on heat transfer vinyl as being the ideal solution to complete that job. Makes sense? Now the shirt that I'm wearing is, let's see, I think it's 4 or 5 colors. I would go to 4 or 5 colors. And if I'm going to do a quantity of those, let's say 75, I would end up into full color transfers, digital screen printed transfers, because I'm going up in color count. Okay, again, this is downloadable for you. So you can download the PowerPoint. You can review this grid. But I love this because one of the biggest things is just having confidence that you've selected the right product for the right price. You can get lost on the website with all the product names that you can possibly buy. This is going to help you get to the product category accurately. And if you read deeper in the small print on the right, not only will you get to the category you need to be in, but you'll get to the actual product that you should order for your job. Okay? If you purchased the marketing kit that went along with these classes, you'll be able to review some of this product hands-on from all of the quadrants you see on our grid today. So you can experience those and make sure you like the look and feel and everything that you're going to deliver. One thing I guarantee is these transfers will outlast the garment when they're applied accurately with a quality heat press. All right, a few more tips we want to go through here. Once we understand, we've set up our business, we understand our customer, we've built our offer, now we understand the products that we're going to print with, we probably make some samples. I encourage you to try to get to this step as quickly as you can once you've done all the work. Don't waste your time trying to press every transfer that was ever made by Stahls and Transfer Express. You can do that, you can have fun with it, but you will just, your head will be spinning. And so find a product that works or a couple products that work for your target customer segment and go and try it, okay? Go and get your first order. This is where the rubber meets the road. And a lot of people get intimidated by actually going out and talking to a client. You want it to be just perfect. Well, I got news for you. Perfection is the enemy of progress. I love that quote and that statement. And so what I would encourage you to do is come up with your offer, come up with your package with a couple different styles that you know will work well, and go and present it. Go try it out on your target customer. What you're going to do is you're going to learn, you're going to evolve that offer, or you're going to win the business and find out that you've actually created a good market fit. Now we can continue to build on that to sell them more products, but let's start with getting that first order. That is critical. I would encourage you to do that, okay? Once we're going out and we're getting orders from our target market, then we can really create and refine a sales plan, okay? Our sales plan is really going to be how can we multiply the target customers that we're reaching. Again, we've already created our unique and relevant offer. We can absolutely refine that and build to it, but how am I going to go out and find target customers? There's a lot of different ways you can do this. One way I like to do is go out onto Google Maps and build a prospect list and actually reach out to those customers personally. If you're selling in a neighborhood, going out and taking physical samples or mailing a physical sample to them is a great way to cut through the clutter. Trust me, they get hundreds of emails that go to spam every day. You can try it, but I find it's better to zig when everybody else is zagging. And so go, knock on their door, visit them in person. If you're a savvy online marketer, you can certainly build some online marketing campaigns around search and also around social to be able to drive business. But what we want to do is figure out how we're going to go find more customers like them, not build a whole nother offer. This is where we get to sales efficiency, and we're able to just kind of rinse and repeat and keep evolving our offer and growing clients. Now, stay with me. Cost, profit, and process. These are 3 big words in your business, and you won't have them figured out from day one. You may not even have them figured out inside of year 1. but understanding what a product actually costs you to make will help you to understand profit. Seems obvious, right? But you would be surprised at how many people don't have a true understanding on how much a product actually costs to make. Because they can usually understand how much that t-shirt and that transfer costs, but they're failing to pay themselves, which we talked about earlier, and so they're failing to calculate labor on every garment, and often they're failing to calculate overhead. And so I would encourage you to go to the Stahls TV YouTube channel. We're not going to cover it in depth today, but we have plenty of videos that talk about calculating costs and setting selling prices. You want to make sure you spend adequate time in your business understanding how much something costs you to make, what you can sell it for, and how much profit you're making on each individual product, each client. That's really going to help you be successful. The other thing that I want to mention is process. Building processes is critical to growing and expanding a business. Usually what happens is a decorator will start. If they're successful, and a lot of them are, they'll be so successful that they have a very hard time hiring somebody to give them any relief. And what they end up doing is they quit their full-time job, which is great. It's a lot of your goals. And then you're working full-time in the business and you're profitable. But at some point you plateau. And usually you're hitting that plateau because you haven't built solid processes in your business. By processes, I mean something simple as documenting how you heat press a garment, or coming up with one of the Stahls videos and putting it into your manual on how to heat press a garment. Creating these processes that you operate on your business is going to allow you to not only become efficient today, but also efficient tomorrow, with being able to hire somebody, train them, and plug them in so you can continue to grow your business and reach the next level. So I recommend you start thinking about cost, profit, and process from day one, because you're going to need those if you're successful as your t-shirt business grows. Now, once you do all of this and you execute it, I think this is as important as the first question on who will you serve is who will you continue to serve. When you think about being in your t-shirt business, you can absolutely continue to service the same clients over and over for the long haul. But are those your most profitable clients? Are there new markets? Is that market growing? Are there other markets that could connect to the same products and services if you just tweak them slightly and tailor them to that audience? Think about who you're going to continue to sell to. There's nothing saying you need to sell to the same market forever. If you're not making the profit in local team sports business because it's heavy competition and you can't structure enough unique value to be able to charge the prices that make you successful, look, move to another market, okay? You should absolutely be diversified in your business and be reaching multiple markets and trying new markets each year. That market expansion is going to allow you to take the same products and services and the expertise that you've built and go ahead and plug those into a new market. There are so many available markets out there for you, whether it's in your local community. Certainly there's an enormous amount of markets online. I mean, whoever predicted that grocery and construction would be two of our fastest growing markets from the last couple of years? Not many of us, but they were. And being able to pivot and service grocery, to do even from a product standpoint, to do PPE products, it really saved a lot of decorators' business. So I would encourage you to think about the markets that you're serving, make sure those are the markets you still want to stay in, and try new markets. It's going to allow you to test profit potential, and I think you'll find that a well-diversified portfolio of customers, but with unique tailored offers to each, is going to make you the most successful in your business. All right, so that was a lot. Now I know that is a lot to handle when you're starting your t-shirt business, but we can break this down into very bite-sized pieces. So these are kind of backdrop concepts that I want you to think about. Absolutely start with the customer. Think about how you're going to craft a unique offer to them, and think about how you're going to take that offer and find more customers that look like your successful customers. Spend the rest of today digesting what heat press is best for you. All the print techniques that you can use to serve that customer, but do make sure that you have a customer in mind as you're going through the content today. I'm actually going to deliver 10 minutes back to your day. We're going to finish this class 10 minutes early, and we're going to stay and look in on the chat window to be able to answer your questions. But don't waste that time. Take this 10 minutes, take some of the tips that I've given you, and brainstorm. Think about those target markets, because when you start entering these classes throughout the course of today, you're going to have such a clear view of how you'll be able to take the ideas that are presented and implement those for your plan. So again, welcome to Heat Press for Profit. We wish you nothing but success as you start up your t-shirt business, and we're here to help. If you want to schedule any one-on-one meetings with our team, you can message our team within the platform. You can ask questions during the session. And again, we're here to help. So you can always call our 1-800 numbers at Stahls and Transfer Express, or email us, or join our Facebook community. That's what we're here to do, is to make you successful in your t-shirt business. And hopefully you're starting to see that already. Thanks so much.
Hi guys, welcome back. I had myself muted. So Josh just covered so much information, and I know some of you were saying that the slides were going a little fast, but the beauty of it is you'll be able to go back and watch this class, or really any of these classes, for the next 30 days. You'll also be able to download any presentations or quick resource tools that any of our presenters talk about. Those will be listed on the files section of each class. Now, there's a couple of things I just want to quickly touch on, and then we will definitely start diving into questions. I know we have just about 7 minutes left, so bear with me just really fast. Okay, Josh mentioned event specials. If you look up at the top of where the comments are, you will see several different tabs. You'll see agenda, which you can view your agenda, our agenda. You can also see a tab for speakers and sponsors. And then you'll also, right next to that, see where it says event specials. If you click on that, you'll be able to see all of the specials, all of the packages that we've created specifically for you guys. We've added a couple of new ones. That way, if you already have a press and you are just looking to add on great accessories, we've made it easy for you to just grab. Okay, of course, any questions on the event specials, you guys know to reach out to us. Followed by that, for everyone that has registered and you are attending this event live, you will be able to register for a thank you gift from both Stahls, Transfer Express, and some of our other sponsors. So make sure you go in and register for that. Please know, if you don't go in and register, then we won't be getting a thank you gift to you. So again, go register for that. Up next, Josh just touched on it, is one-on-one requests and appointments. You can schedule a one-on-one with an expert, and if you have specific questions, that's an excellent time for us to really navigate down the path to get you those right answers and troubleshoot, or just really help you with any projects that you have going on. And last but not least, several of you have asked, but after the event, or excuse me, after each class is over, we will have the files and the PDFs. If a presentation was used, so if a PowerPoint presentation was used, you will be able to download those after the class. This is going to be great for you guys to go back and really filter through the information that you need to, catch up on, or just make notes and keep those documents for yourself to, really touch back on if you need a refresher. So let's get to some questions. Vicki, you're up.
Okay, so the first question was, which heat press would you recommend for white toner transfers?
So I believe white toner transfers take a firm pressure in the process from going from transfer to transfer and then transfer to garment. So I would strongly encourage you to get a press where you can get pressure readout. So that would mean the autoclam, that would also be the fusion, air fusion, and of course dual. You're going to want that pressure readout to make sure you're actually getting the type of pressure that you need to create the transfer for your garment. Next.
Okay, for those of you that asked about the thank you gift, I did post the link in the chat, but it was also available on the homepage of the event.
Oh, sorry, left that one off.
No, you're fine. The other question.
I'm scanning. Do you have another one?
Yes. Can we send you a file and have a sample printed for us?
Yes, so we are going to actually go over a couple of different ways to upload your artwork from both Transfer Express and Stahls. So stay tuned a little bit later on in the day. So either way, as long as you have your art, you can upload that, and then we will send you a transfer ready to go. The only thing we are not doing at this time is essentially taking a garment or an item and decorating it for you on that individual type of pieces. So if you are looking for somebody to decorate one specific item as an example, I would contact somebody that's local to you and see if you can either utilize one of their presses and you just go by the hour, or see if you can work out some type of deal to utilize that press to get that sample. That would be my best recommendation. Let's see.
We have one more that just came in about transfer paper blanks. Do we sell them?
Transfer Paper Experts is where you can get transfer paper for a variety of other things versus other than screen printed transfers, vinyl, and twill. We aren't touching on any of that today, but that's an excellent place for you to go. And Vicki just posted the comment or the link to that in case anybody wanted a direct source. Let's see. The quantity sample still. I'm seeing that a question came in on Zoom webinar as well. Are single quantity samples still allowed to be ordered from Transfer Express? I don't believe so, and that's where the marketing kits come into play for both Transfer Express and Stahls. You can actually get both kits for $70, and with Transfer Express, you are getting just about every single type of transfer that they offer. And with Stahls, you are getting full-size transfers as well. And it is our most popular, and that's anywhere from full color to single color. There is more information on the homepage. If you scroll down towards the bottom, you can actually click and see what is coming in the marketing kits and just get an overview. But that would be the best way. You're going to save so much money by ordering the kit versus doing the samples individually from Transfer Express. Let's see. Okay, I think that is it on the webinar side or the Zoom side. And Vicki, are you seeing any more on the chat? I know we're at our 50 minutes.
Yeah, one more just came in. Any recommendations on how to find heat transfer providers that use Stahls equipment? Asking if I'd rather outsource this work versus doing it myself.
If you're referring to somebody like a contract decorator, we do work with some contract decorators. So I would schedule a one-on-one with somebody. That way we can figure out where you're located and see who is closest to you. And of course, because it is contract decoration, you could always have those items shipped out and shipped in. But I know sometimes it's easier to try to stay as local as possible, especially with transit times right now. So yes, we do. We can definitely recommend. I would even ask if somebody is specifically using Stahls, or if there is a way for you to purchase the transfers and have somebody fulfill that decoration for you if you are needing somebody other than who we recommend. I'm just going to shout this out really quick. Don said he purchased a Stahls Hottronics swing away that lasted nearly 15 years. So that is, I love hearing dates like that. I think that's amazing. Okay, guys, so we have reached the first 50 minutes. Like I said, ask those questions in the classes. We're getting ready to start our first class with a decoration on cotton materials, and that is with Jenna and the team from Hanes. So stay tuned. We are going to break down as much as we can from basics, but ask those questions and make sure you schedule those one-on-ones if you're really needing a little bit more one-on-one time for help and guidance. So hope you guys have a great event. See you soon.